Good morning. How is everyone? Woo! How's everybody doing? Some folks probably didn't logged off, baby. They didn't logged off. How is everybody? Look here. Look here. Who stayed up past 2 a.m. looking at the TV like this? Woo, child. Y'all better get y'all some prayer in y'all life. Get y'all some prayer in y'all life. I went to bed. I went to sleep. When I saw I think I saw 27 to 150. I said, oh, let me go to bed. Let me go to bed. But I did my due diligence. I went and voted and I did what I did. You know, you do what you do. But good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to Coffee and Conversation with Carol, where every day I try to come to you with thought-provoking questions and just put it out there for engagement and communication. Here's the thing. Yesterday, I said, go vote. I didn't get on yesterday at all. And so I hope everybody went out and did their civil duties. Okay. We have civil duties that we must participate in. And so today is Wednesday, and folks are probably waking up discouraged. People are probably waking up upset. People are waking up maybe perplexed. People are waking up like I said, discouraged. But in all, one thing's for sure and two things for certain. God knows all right, and I'm gonna rest in that. There was someone on Facebook, I believe her name is Bernice Williams. She has a page that you can follow, but she had a thing that I shared on not on this platform, Coffee and Conversations with Carol, which I probably should share, but I shared it on my regular page, which was good. That one of the things she said that I pulled from it was, one of the things she said was, you are awakening to the same country you fell asleep to, the very same country. Okay. All right. Then she said, pull yourself together. And she said, when you see me, do not ask me what we do now. How do we get through the next 4 years? She said, some of my ancestors, and this is what I like, dealt with at least 400 years of this under worse conditions. 400 years. And so when I thought about that, I was like, 400 years, man. You know, when you start thinking about how old you are and how long you've probably been dealing with some things that are probably traumatic, especially dealing with systemic and things of that nature. You think of your ancestors and 400 years of dealing with it. It's like, wow. Also, she said, continue to do good work, build bridges, not walls, lead with compassion, and continue the demanding work of liberation for all. And she said some more things on there, but and it's on my page. Good morning, sis. Good morning. So if you go on my page, which is Carol Smiles All the Time, I did share it publicly, and just read through that would kind of give you just maybe some settlement, because some folks are probably really, really anxious. People say stuff and then people be like, oh my goodness, it's going to happen tomorrow. Not necessarily. Who knows what's going to happen? But we have to have trust. And that's one of the things that that a lot of folks I can see up and down my timeline don't have trust. But we have to have trust in God, people. And so because I lean and depend on him, I'm not looking at all that other stuff. I really am not. Okay, so we must trust and depend and lean on God. We must have faith and we must have trust. Okay. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. So I just wanted to share that. It's on my page. I thought what she wrote was really nice. Actually, it should be probably almost like a poem, but it was really good. And so I wanted to say that this morning. So if you are anxious, you should probably not be so anxious. And if you are dealing with that, you should probably, kind of read that and get yourself settled, in that. That's what I would suggest. Okay. All right. So I would suggest that. Another thing that I want to point out is I told you all we're going to be doing a series of topics. Like every week it's going to be a topic for the week. And so I know we didn't meet yesterday because I feel like people had civil duties to do voting and things like that. So I didn't come on. But I want to continue on with what we started with Monday, which was how befitting, inhaling the future and exhaling the past. So we're going to continue on that note. And one of the things I want to point out is, how do you want to move forward in the most authentic way? Sister Pooh said, I have been saying all of those things, and I have also been told I am wrong for speaking that way about voting, and our ancestors have done X, Y, and Z. And I said, I trust in God, and that's not okay. I have been saying all of those things, and I have also been told I'm wrong for speaking that way about the voting, and our ancestors have done X, Y, and Z. And I said, I trust in God, and that's okay. Yeah, I mean, people, before we jump in, good morning, Amy. People are gonna. Look here. I have a son who's not into the political. I love you too, Amy. That he's not into the political stuff. Okay, he's not. He's not in it. He has his own views, and he's my son. And it's not that I raised him wrong, whatever. He's grown and he has his own views. And so because he has his own views, I respect his views. I don't agree with them, but I respect them. And people are going to have their own views and opinions. And we've said it before. Right here, opinions are like buttholes. Everybody has one. At least somebody do. Most folks do. Unless they got a colostomy bag, no jokes intended. I'm just saying, everybody's opinions are like buttholes. Everybody got one. Okay. And what does that mean? And to say what that means is somebody's going to always think different than you. But my thing is, again, put your trust in a more, I got my trust in God. Now, I'm not here to pick on people on who they believe and what they believe. But that's where my trust is at. And so I'm not going to say I don't get doubtful. I'm not going to say I don't get anxious, but I don't stay there long. I pull myself together and I keep it moving. And that's in everything, in every situation. I'll beat myself up a little bit, but I don't stay there long. I'm not there for a very long time. Because a lot of times what happens is when you stay there too long, then that's when you start to kind of isolate and you start pulling away, and then you start making up stuff or I ain't even gonna say making up stuff. You just start seeing it a different way, and then you start injecting that into yourself, and then that's where you go with it. That's what happens in a lot of situations too. You can have a disagreement with somebody. You can have all of that going on with yourself. And what happens is that you isolate. I read it in the book. When you isolate, what happens is you start thinking of stuff and saying stuff and doing stuff that's not really what be going on. And a lot of times what happens when people isolate, they come up with a whole story. Honey, I'm telling you, it could be a whole book. So, when it comes to you been saying all those things, some people don't believe that. I really do. I have a son like that. If you say to him, your ancestors did this at X, Y, Z, he'll be like, that was them, that wasn't me. So, and you have people who believe like that. And I think that it's okay that people have their own opinions. I believe that it's okay that people move differently. It's okay. It's okay. The world is made up of a lot of different people, and it's made up of people who think one way and folks that think another. That was proven last night. So when you think of that, you have to say to yourself, okay, then what is it that I need to do? And so that's why I said when this particular person had went on, when she went on, she posted that this morning on Facebook. I really appreciate some of the words that she said, because you know, it is. You waking up to the same country. It ain't no different, you know. And so a lot of people are saying certain things, but for me, it's like you was already experiencing that, so it's probably gonna be the same thing. It's different because I never said anything about voting was wrong and presidential state, none of that. All I said was I trust God. Well, and sometimes just saying the word God sets people off. It sets people off because again, you have to meet people where they are. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, Sister Beck. Good morning, Aunt Maddie. Good morning, T. You God saying that word God sometimes set folks off. And so, you know, when people are in a certain space and their spirit and everything is in a certain space, certain words of light sets them off, i.e., God, Jesus. You know, so that positive realm of talk sometimes set people off. I rather for a post, it was I read for a post, it was amazing. Yes. So I say the fields, just don't stay there too long. Yeah, and I said that too, Sister D. Feel the fields, just don't stay there too long. Right. Because if you stay there too long, what happens is you get locked off into that. And you don't want to be locked off into that. And as I stated before, we started off a series on Monday about inhaling the future and exhaling the past, breathing the past out and inhaling the future. And so one of the things that I wrote down was, how do you want to move forward in the most authentic way? You know, how do we go forward, even with all this that's going on, elections, all kinds of disagreements? How do you move forward in the most authentic way, the most genuine way that you can? How do you do that? How do you do that? Well, I'm going to tell you something. For me, when I think about inhaling the future and exhaling the past, and how do I move forward in the most authentic way, I have to first forgive myself. And that's in all areas. Okay. I like that. Inhale the future, exhale the past. Yes, I do too. And so ain't no future to inhale. T, yes, it is a future to inhale. Okay. There's a future to inhale. Doesn't matter who's in office. Okay. But you have to start with yourself, forgiving yourself, examining yourself, and reflecting on self. You have to think about some things. And some things, we have to be honest with ourselves. Here's the thing. A lot of times we don't want to be honest with ourselves. If you know that you are short in some areas, you got to be honest with yourself. I think one time we talked Monday about time management, and people were like, yeah, I got to do better. You got to be honest with yourself. If you know that you are doing things that is not going to move forward authentically, you got to say, hey, it's me. I ain't gonna be able to do that authentically because I need work. And you got to be honest with yourself. Ain't no future in your front. That's a song, laugh out loud. I just wanted to say that. Well, ain't no future in your front. That's true though. It's a song, but hey, it's a true statement. It's a true statement, Sister D. Because guess what? Oh, buenos dias, Norama. Welcome, welcome. Here's the thing about, and I like that, ain't no future in your front. You cannot pretend to be something up front and try to work it out. It's not going to work, because eventually what's going to come out is what truly is. That's what's going to come out. Okay, there's a scripture that says, out of the heart flows the issues of life. Baby, let me tell you something. You can be pretending all day, but that heart, it can't pretend. And so eventually you trying to truck along in fakeness, eventually it's going to flow. It's the real you is going to come on out. So inhaling the future and exhaling the past, how do we want to move forward in the most authentic way? I said either you're preparing or about to be prepared. Yeah, that's true too, Sister D. So we have to forgive ourselves. Another point I wanted to make is we have to make room. We have to make room. I said what feels good, but a lot of stuff might feel good. Don't necessarily mean we need to make room for it, right? But we have to make room. We have to make room for what we're going to receive. Okay, that's why we have to exhale the past. That's why we got to let it go. Because we have to make room for what we're going to receive. How are we going to put it in there? That's like a house where you're going to buy some furniture. And you already got the old furniture there, but you buy new furniture. Where they going to put it at when they come in with the new furniture? If you already got the old furniture sitting there, okay? So we have to make room. We have to make room. We have to make room for what we're going to receive. We have to stop holding on to what hurts and make room for all that hurt and stuff we got to let go. And we have to make room for what we're going to get, okay? All right? And then another thing that I wanted to point out is we have to focus. We have to focus on the new. We have to focus on the new, okay? Focus on building the new instead of what? Fighting the past. We can't be back there keep fighting. We fighting stuff that's already been went on. And we're trying to move forward into something new. And we moving in the most authentic way now, in the most authentic way that we can. We got to focus on what's going on right here and right now and what's coming. We can't be back here fighting the stuff in the past. Okay? We can't be back there fighting it. When one of the things that I read this morning, I told y'all about that post. I shared it on my Carol Smiles All the Time page. One of the things is continue to do good work, build bridges, not walls. All right? Lead with compassion. Continue the demanding work of liberation for all. We gotta focus on what's new and not the past. Hey, good morning. Missed you too. Good morning. So we have to focus on those things. Like I said, I know a lot of people have woke up anxious. I know a lot of people have woke up in tears, literally. But guess what? We have to know that God is in control. And not even know it. Not even know it. We have to trust it. And that's the problem. We have to learn how to trust. We don't trust. We trust ourselves. And hey, I ain't gonna knock folks. All I'm saying is try them. That's all I'm gonna say is try them. So when inhaling the future and exhaling the past, how do we move forward in the most authentic way? Well, I gave it to you. Forgive yourself. Make room for what's coming. Okay? And then we have to focus on the new. Building the new and stop fighting the past. All right? When we inhaling positive and exhaling negativity can help us be aware of our feelings and our experiences without passing judgment and reacting rashly, meaning, just doing some stuff, right? Right. So when we inhaling that positivity and exhaling that negativity, it can help us be aware, all right, of our feelings and our experiences. All right. But when I said the other day, when you inhale, you only can hold it so long. You only can hold that so long. You got to let it go. All right. Don't put it in a corner. All right. Remember Dirty Dancing? Nobody put baby in a corner. Don't put it in a corner. All right. My authentic forward movement is from my heart. Right. And it has to be. It has to be. It has to be from your heart. But when we talk about, Sister Pooh, the authentic forward movement is from your heart. What I would share is to make sure our heart is in a good place, to make sure our heart has been renewed. Because sometimes, again, if your heart is in a place that it should not be, that is what comes out. That is what comes out. Okay, that is what goes forth. Because my authentic forward moment is So some people, they'll say it's from the heart, it's genuine, and I don't mean this heart that's beaten. I mean the heart of our mind. Okay, I want people to understand when we talk about the heart, we're talking about the heart of your mind, not the heart that beats blood throughout your body. Because the heart of your mind is the doorway to how you really feel. The heart of your mind. It is the heart of your mind is where all of your thoughts are, what you really thinking, what really going on. And most people don't share that with people. Most people don't share that with people. But the heart of your mind eventually comes to the surface. Eventually comes to the surface. Okay. 1000%, Sister Pooh. 1000%. All right. So I want everybody to know, I'm not talking about this beating heart, baby. I'm talking about the heart of your mind. It is the doorway to who you really are. And a lot of people don't know that because we be with ourselves a lot of times, right? Yeah. So when I talk about the heart, that is where you, baby, that's where you reside. That's your real address. Okay. The heart of your mind. I want folks to know that's your real address. That's your real address. That's you. And so you have to know within that heart, have you really forgiven yourself and others? Have you? Or are you dwelling in some old stuff? Okay. It goes back to that song I love by my girl, Erykah Badu. Everybody don't love Erica, but I love me some Erica. Me and one of my high school buddies, who's still my friend. We used to listen to her, baby. When she had got her car and we was going to school, baby, she had Erykah Badu on repeat. Okay. And we used to listen to Erykah Badu. But I'm gonna tell you that Bag Lady song, honey, that's true. Bag Lady, you gonna hurt your back carrying all them bags like that. You gotta let some of that stuff go. You know what I'm saying? And the bags may look good. You may have a Louis Vuitton, a Gucci, you know what I'm saying? Prada, you know what I'm saying? K-Spade. You might have all them bags, but when they feel of a whole bunch of mess, where you going, girl? Where you going? All right. And that goes, you know what I'm saying? So, and I urge for people to reflect on themselves. One of my patients was so questionable about her health when I spoke from my heart of my mind. I helped her change. Yes, that's what I'm saying. And Sister Janine said, yes. Real address. I love that. Yes, that's your real address. You know, when we be up in there thinking some things. And that's why we have to get it together. And I love this topic, inhale the future, exhale the past, you know, because a lot of us, we're holding on to it and we have to let it go. And here's another thing I was listening to, and I don't know, it was funny because it came to me and it was on a movie, but it said, K Sarah Sarah, what will be, will be. Okay. K Sarah Sarah, what will be, will be. Now, that's what that means. I don't know because I don't speak, you know, other language. I speak English. But what that told me is this. Here's the thing. The past is what it is. It's what it is. But what will be. And so that's what we have to look forward to. Okay. Here's another thing. What lessons can we learn? What lessons can we learn from our past? And how can we use them to start again? Sometimes people stuck back there and they ain't even move forward. Okay. Hey, cousin, I love you. Yes. So what lessons can we learn from our past and how can we start again? Well, you really never know where to start, right? When you're dealing with certain things, you just have to start. You just have to start. You know, I go back to, again, it's on my page. I shared it. I believe it's Vernice Williams. One of the things she said this morning was, you are awakening to the same country you fell asleep to, the very same country. Look here. When it comes to what can you learn from your past and how can you use it to start again, you wake up to the same country. Sometimes you just got to get up and go, people. You got to pull yourself together and you got to move. All right. You got to pull yourself together and you have to move. Which way are we moving? We are moving forward. We are going forward. Okay. All right. And remember this. We are inhaling the future and we are exhaling the past. And how do we do that in the most authentic way? And what lessons can we learn? Well, look here. We're going to be forgiving ourselves. We're going to be making room for what's new. And we're going to be focusing on the new and not fighting the past. And remember, we're talking about the heart of our mind, our real address, okay? The real us, all right? Where we really live at, all right? And when we talk about that, we have to start there. Who are we really? Who are we? Who are we? Make it personal. Who am I? Most importantly, whose am I? Who do we belong to? What are we doing? Think about that. Reflect on that. How do you move forward in the most authentic way? It's about being very transparent, and it's about being very honest with one's self. It's about being very honest with oneself. And you start in the heart of your mind, not this beating heart. I'm pointing at myself, but I'm talking about the heart of your mind. Yes. Sister Pooh said, I like that. Your real address. Yes, because I said your real address. You, who you really are. Start there. Know who you really are. We have to, we got a lot of cliches we listen to. We got a lot of cliches out here on social media platforms that you can look at it and make it feel good for yourself. But really, who are we? Who are we? A lot of times we want to give people hard times, and we ourselves be going through stuff. So don't be so hard on the next one, right? So we have to do that. Sometimes it's hard to let go and let God, but I think once you forgive yourself, you can move forward. Yes. Brother T said, sometimes it's hard to let go and let God, but I think once you forgive yourself, you can move forward. And you have to. You have to be able to forgive oneself for things you said, did. You have to. And then you can move forward. You can move forward in the most authentic way. And authentic means the most genuine, the most realist, transparent way that you can. Okay? All right. An affirmation for today. Our affirmation that I want to leave with you all today is y'all gonna smile at this. Focus on what you can control. Focus on what you can control. That's it. That's it. Focus on what you can control. All right. I want you guys to remember to live, love, never ever stop laughing, and always find room to forgive. And here's the thing. Here's the one love. All right. Even with everything that's going on, politics and all kinds of stuff, just remember who's in control. All right. Remember who's in control and focus on what you can control. Okay. Because we can't control everything, right? Focus on what you can, and that's what you do. All right. Tomorrow, we're going to continue on with inhaling the future and exhaling the past. We're going to have some more points to work on as we move forward in the most authentic way. All right. I want you guys to have a great, great Wednesday. And if it's too much for you, I want you to log off. Don't read no silly stuff. Don't watch no CNN. Find a movie and chill. Okay. Sometimes you got to just chill. That's what I want you guys to do until you can bring it back and regroup. All right. Don't let that stuff stress you out. Stress is a killer. All right. I want you guys to have a great day. Thank you for joining Coffee and Conversations with Carol. And I will see you all tomorrow. Bye-bye. I feel like people that lie and also don't have